aunts and uncles who aren't here, and I'll be doing the play-by-play. So it's live, yeah.
So subscribed.
So live. Let's see. My phone's over there. It'll tell me. I just pressed go live, so it should show up right there. Yeah. Yep. You're welcome. Whoa.
I can't. Are you streaming already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, because they were starting to talk already. So.
Second base, third base. How's first?
So first, man, the outfields are ginormous here.
Yeah, they are.
They're like MLB size. Let's do that for first. Third's looking great. Second needs a little help.
How's that?
Oh, second's right here. That's why it's.
Come on.
No one's put it up. Do you
I don't care.
okay. Grab one of these?
No, we don't do that.
Well, 'cause sometimes the ball hits it and then it knocks it over. What? Oh, it's. But I already turned it on. All right. Where's your AV person? We're live now, so she should be able to find it on YouTube. So. No worries. This is a midlife crisis that just keeps snowballing. So I sort of joke it's cheaper than a Ferrari and less disruptive than a blonde. So. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, second base. Yeah, we'll move it. Image control. We'll get that chain link out of there. Is it even called a chain link if it's just like just chain? Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, that'll get second. Yeah.
There you go.
Do I guess.
Yes, right there.
Okay, and let's see. There's third. That's gonna be tricky if it's right at the shortstop. I gotta remember. That one's. If you're up for it, if you can level it out a little.
Level it?
Yeah, it's currently slanting to the downhill like this. So I think you need to move it. The other way. Now we're worse. Oh, you're so pretty. So pretty. All right, thanks to Eric who helped put all this up. And Teddy will step in here, first batter versus High Plains. He's gonna hit that 65-mile-an-hour fastball a little high off to the right. So Teddy starting. I'll go with a little bit better angle here. And that ball is 68, but on the outside corner, or outside for ball one. Sorry, I'm sending the link into the chat right now. And the 1-1 pitch to Teddy. Forthcoming. 66, high and away. And the next pitch, also outside, ball 3. And a 3-1 batter's count here. Teddy with the power select. He's going to take that strike on the inside corner. That's not a good pitch for him to swing at anyway. So he's going to take a full count. And 3-2, Teddy choked up now. Strikes out, goes back to the dugout. So Teddy had decided to swing at that pitch, whatever it was, and he goes down. One down. And Mason will step in now. And he'll take that pitch high and away.
Go, Mason. Get on.
Eric, his dad, offering the advice of get on, which I don't know. I assume that's what Mason knew he was supposed to do, especially with our leadoff hitter striking out. So that ball is low and away. And I'm not sure why everything just crashed out there, but now we're back. Mason take that one high and inside. He's going to scooch down to first for a base on balls. So here in Amarillo, the field is ginormous. It is, I think we looked on the Google Maps, 360 down the line, 440 to dead center. And there'll be no throw on the throw down, not in time, and Mason's in safely. Let me move that camera over a little bit. So now runner in scoring position. Put second base more in the center of the frame there. So Aaron took first one was ball high, and that one's also going to be high and away, 64 miles an hour for ball 2. So if you get a ball past the outfielder here, you're going to run all day. Given that there's almost major league size fence here. In fact, I think 440 to dead center, as we laid it out, is deeper than most dead centers in MLB now. They've moved it in, give more home runs, make the game more exciting. But none of our boys are going to hit the ball over it, but if they can get past the outfielder, they have a little league home run for sure. And that ball's away, and we should have no problem for Mason to take a very wide turn. And he's now just 90 feet from plate in our first run. Aaron has got a 3-0 count, and the manager has called timeout to come out and have a conversation with his pitcher. And while they do that, I'm going to clean up my workspace a bit. We're still in a bit of a hurry to get set up here between games, so I was looking for some place to put my stuff. It is warm here in Amarillo and going to get warmer. It will be the first triple digits of the season for the Jackrabbits because we are have not yet had our full-on summer yet. But the conference there at the mound is coming to a close, and Aaron will step back in. And swing and a miss. Mason took a huge lead there. I don't know if, sorry, I guess it was 3-1. So now it's 3-2. The one down. And swing and a miss. And Aaron will go down on strikes. Mason scampers back. So Gianni will step in now. And Braden will be in the on-deck circle. Gianni's swinging the Marucci, and he's going to take that one right off the hip. So our most powerful hitter is going to had the bat taken out of his hands, and he's going to get down to first on a hit by pitch. He is a magnet. He is a magnet. He also doesn't bail like everybody else does.
He's confirming his ugliness.
So he still, I think now, continues to lead the team in hit by pitches, most bruises on the season. Gianni with a little lead over first. See if he draws a throw. He does not. Pitch to Braden. And there's a throw down third. It's going to go in the outfield. Left fielder kind of caught napping there. And so now Gianni will have a chance to play at third, and we will plate the run. So heads up running by Gianni to see that ball went into the outfield on the overthrow, and 1-0 for your Jackrabbits. So looking at the High Plains game changer, which may or may not be the exhaustive record for them, but they score a lot of runs. They tend to give up a lot of runs, it looked like, and they score a lot of runs. So for Jackrabbits here, it's going to be vital we can match that punch for punch and get the runs in. And Gianni's going to get in, and he's going to be in safe. As the ball gets dropped, he was also under it. So 2 runs across now. The hit by pitch, stolen base, advancing on the overthrow, and then the wild pitch scores Gianni. Changes the situation now for Braden. Nobody on. Before, his job was to definitely make sure that he gets Gianni in. Now his job is to get on. So I believe it's 3-0. So let's see if he's taken here. He takes a 63-mile-an-hour pitch right down Colfax for strike 1. So 3-1 count now. 2 down. And he's going to take that one high. Drops the bat and takes the free pass. So Brian will step in now. Jabril in the on-deck circle. With 2 outs, will we run again? We sent Gianni, we sent Mason. Braden, very athletic, very quick. Let's see if he draws a throw. He has a tiny little lead. He's not going anywhere. That ball is a bullet, but inside. Ball 1. And the pitch is inside for strike 1. He's given that pitch all day, so when Mason gets on the mound, we'll need to make sure we're pitching inside there since we're getting that call. Next pitch. Ooh, Brian pulls his head, can't see, hit what you can't see, and they'll take strike 2. Braden not going, and Brian fouls that one off. He'll live to see another pitch. Coach doing a bunch of coaching here. And we get a timeout. We get confusion between the battery on what's supposed to be coming next, which is actually great. Brian can run down, talk to coach, have a quick conversation about what to do here in the 1-ball, 2-strike situation with a runner at first and 2 down. Welcome to all the Jackrabbits fans tuning in back at home in Denver. It's a pleasure to bring you today's game and this weekend's games. We're playing High Plains, and then we play the Lone Star Sluggers, the game right after this. We are about 1,600 vertical feet lower towards the sea than we are at home, so 5280 back at home in our Mile High City. Here it's only about 3,600 feet. It means the ball won't fly nearly as far as it does at home, but also means that the breaking pitches that our pitchers throw, anything that can put a spin to, should have a little bit more bite. And Brian fouls that one off, and we'll go to 2-2 count now. Jackrabbits doing a great job here. This is the 31st pitch of the first inning. And a swing and a miss. So all 3 outs are strikeouts, but your Jackrabbits do score 2. And we'll go to the bottom of the first, 2-0 with High Plains, who does have a 13-3 victory under their belt, coming to the plate for the first time. I'll go through the defensive lineup as soon as we know where everybody's going to be. while we have this moment, just a kind of a funny note. Since we had 6.5 hours plus to drive down here, Braden's mom put together a AI-assisted song called "Know the Situation." That is an ode to the Jackrabbits. Everybody gets a mention. Coach gets a mention. It's quite well done. So you'll probably be hearing that early and often here. There's some refinement to be made. A couple of key words or key phrases were missed. There's a request to include the phrase "Buenos ojos," but it's called "Know the Situation," and it quotes Coach Hunter as saying, "Yes, yes, no." Those of you that have been here know that is his signature phrase from the third base dugout and his third base box and advice for our batters. So, Dalton behind the plate. He'll be catching Mason. I do have good news. Mason A is back. He has been cleared for baseball activities with that broken hand, but I don't think Coach is in any hurry to put him behind the plate. So,
They said no catching.
oh, he can't catch. There we go. Mason's mom fills me in. Mason cannot catch, but we'll expect to see him in the outfield. Jabrell and Brian holding down the right side. The left side, we're going to have Adrian and Gianni. And the first pitch from Mason is on its way. 68 on the gun. Not sure where he missed on that one. There was 3 strikes in the top on that same pitch. Teddy will be in left, Joe in center, and Aaron in right. And that ball goes off Dalton's glove and actually hits the ump in the mask. But Dalton get a stiff warning. We are not beating up the umpire here. This game doesn't happen without these guys. And if these guys are going to be in danger, they're not going to come out. So mad respect for the men in blue on the field today. We got 2 of them. And there's a little shot right down. Jabrell grabs it in his glove, steps on first, 3 unassisted, and he's going to whip that ball around. Jabrell has really turned into an excellent first baseman over there. And 1 up, 1 down for Mason. And we're getting a conversation here between the home plate ump and Dalton. I expect it has something to do with, don't let the ball hit me in the face, please. Because that hurts. With Mason throwing low 60s, you know, imagine getting hit in the face with a baseball traveling at highway speeds. That is no good. Swing and a miss, a 66. So 16 will be back in the box here, getting some instruction from his third base coach. And the next pitch. What a beautiful curve, 61. Starts the shoulders, ends at the thighs, covers the entire plate. Whew! If Mason has that working, plus can locate his fastball, he is going to be very tough to hit. And there's a curveball. Hit right out to Adrian, who grabs it. 2 up, 2 down.
Come on, 1 more. Let's go.
So 3 up, 3 down is what we're shooting for here.
Way to be on your toes, Adrian.
That's why you put some of your best player, your most athletic player out at short to make that move. So a number 2, I think, was the number when he stepped in. There's a strike. Yep, 2.
Come on, Mason.
Has what I can only describe as a
I see you,
caramel
kid.
corn bat. It looks just like a caramel corn. It's got the brown base, the orange center, and the yellow top. And there's a little ground ball off to the side again. Brian stops it. And Mr. Dyson out there sucks up everything in his way. Gets the out 4-3. Jackrabbits get him 3 up, 3 down. And Mason's dad pretty pumped. For those of you that didn't hear, maybe on the East Coast or something, that was my mate yelling very excitedly for his son's 3 up, 3 down. So setting up the hardware, but also crucial for cheering on his son. Of course, anything if I didn't have Garrett. Garrett is on the scoreboard. If you approve who's up and what the balls and strikes are, make sure you give big props to Garrett. That is your Jackrabbits broadcasting team. I guess I didn't introduce myself. I'm Mike. I'm Teddy's dad. and I'm going to hide my disappointment with his strikeout at the top of the first. We will have a chance for we're going to bat everybody, just so you on this Saturday round, as Coach Paul often does. And I believe we got Jabril, Joe, Connor. Then we should have Adrian, Dalton, and Mason A rounding out our lineup before we flip it over. Be good if we could do that in this inning, score a couple more runs. So your Jackrabbits play at 12 local. We also play at, I think it's 2 or 2:30. We played right after this, basically. USSSA, I think, built in a little extra time because they know these games run long. We started, technically we started right at 12. That was when the conference and the mound happened, but really we didn't start seeing live play until about 12:08. So maximize the ability to see some baseball. They build that extra time in. Regardless, you're going to want to make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. The notification bell is the most important thing because that will notify you when we go live, which will be for the second game on or about 2 local, maybe 2:30 if with the game long. And then depending on how we do, there are 2 pools, and so it's kind of complicated as we get closer to the end of the second game. I'll walk through it. We could play as early as 9:30 local tomorrow or as late as 1 or 1:30, I think. So see how it goes. In steps Jabril, our big hitting first baseman, who fouls that ball straight back over the top of my camera. For strike 1, Joe in the on-deck circle goes and picks that up. And the next pitch, swing and a miss. That ball right there at 65, and he just didn't catch up with it. So no balls, 2 strikes now for Jabril. And he goes down and gets that curve to stay alive. So we've got 2 strike count to Jabril. He's going to take that 68 mile an hour ball high. And the chance of Buenos Ojos emanating from the third base dugout. And the next pitch. And that ball is inside, comes all the way back, actually hits the fence right on the broadcast. And we'll call that a ball. So we have a 2-2 count now. Swing, foul. Oh no, not foul, just a dropped third strike. Throw down to first. It's not going to be in time. And so Jabril will reach first on the air. For those of you that don't watch a lot of baseball, the third strike must be caught. If it is not caught, you have a force play at first. And Jabril was able to beat it out. So it will go down in the scorebook as a strikeout. But for Jackrabbits purposes, you have a man on first. Joe steps in. No throw to first. In fact, a 66 right down the middle. Joe's got to be swinging at that. That was cake. It looks like Connor is in the on-deck circle. And that ball is popped up to the right side. Ends up in the mitt of the right fielder. I thought it might drop, but it just hung up too long. And Jabril scampers back. So Joe's pop-up is caught for the first out of the inning. So Connor, who maybe I should yell out what his dad always yells, because I'm not seeing him. I don't think he was able to make the trip. So shout out to Connor's family. I know you've got another one on the way, which makes traveling not unwise. So in your honor, I will shout in just a second, see ball, hit ball, after this next pitch. And there's a 61 right down the middle. I'll be right back. Actually, as I said that, two other people echoed out. So he's got the message, see ball, hit ball. Let's see if he can get another one. Throw to first. It's close, but Jabrell's back in time. He doesn't get dirty, so he probably could get another full step over there. Jabrell has moderate speed. I think we're just looking for a pass ball instead. That ball is too high. Connor, who is maturing as a batter, doesn't go fishing, and that's a real sign of his maturity there. By early in the season, he was swinging at those fastballs that are up in the eyes that you really can never catch up with and you can't do anything with anyway. So way to lay off that, Connor. Oh, he sits on the curve, a 56 curve, and fouls that one straight back. So now we go to a 2-2 count. Adrian grabs it. He's in the on-deck circle. Let's see if the lefty comes inside again. He likes that inside corner. Foul tip, but then caught by the catcher for another strikeout. So 2 down. And Adrian will step in with 2 down, looking for the sign. Jabrell still over at first. And the first pitch, it's going to be way too high. 62. That one popped a little louder than 62, but that's what my gun said, although it's been known to be unreliable. I only paid $99 for it. Adrian swings at the ball in the dirt with his hype fire for 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
Level sweep. As you're hitting off the tee.
And the next pitch, high and away. 2-1 says Blue. Appreciate that. Dalton in the on-deck circle. He's still got the shin guards on. So when Adrian gets on, we'll have to have a pause to have him take those shin guards off. Next pitch, high and away. That was disciplined right there. That's the strike that's the ball that Teddy struck out on. Adrian spits on it, lets it go past. So we go 3-1 now. Definitely a hitter's count. High fire, ready for some action. The pitch, swing and a miss. So now we go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So full count, 2 down. Jabrell will be running on the pitch. With a lefty, he's got to be smart to not get picked off because the pitcher knows he's going to be going too. And there's a little short little squibber out to the pitcher. He's going to throw to first. And they're going to get Adrian by a step. So your Jackrabbits are unable to get anybody past first base. We leave 1 on. We need some good defense again. And we'll go to the bottom of the second with a 2-0 lead for your Colorado Jackrabbits. We are likely to have defensive substitutions. I'll run through those as soon as we get everybody in their position. But Mason is back on the mound. Coach Hunter will be warming him up just to give Dalton as much time out of the sun as possible. Like I said, it is projected to be a at this point, but I'll tell you, it is plenty warm. In fact, it's so warm, those of you that know me will be shocked, I'm wearing shorts. So that's how warm it is today. And it will be 100 today. I think it's only going to get to 96 tomorrow. So there's that. All right, as I mentioned, I thought there'd be defensive substitutions. There definitely are. As the left-hander steps in here, he's going to face Mason, who's thrown to Dalton. That hasn't changed. Swing and a miss, a 61 on the outside corner. But down at first, back in action for the first time is Mason A. Give him an applause. Got that broken left hand from his catching duties. Aaron has moved from right to second. And that ball is corked into the gap. Gets past the right fielder. That was Connor. Took a bad angle on it. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And it could be an inside the park home run here. That ball doesn't go anywhere near the cutoff man. We will have an inside the park Little League home run. I predicted it. I just was hoping to predict it for your Jackrabbits. So good stroke there by, was that number 11? So nothing Mason really could do about that. Connor's got to take a better angle on that, not letting him pass him. There was a briefing for the outfielders to say it's very, very deep here. Do not let the ball get past you. That ball was laced out to right, so nothing but a hat tip to the High Plains player there, number 11, for his strong stroke. Number 7 steps in, and that curveball goes over the top of number 7's head. So even though we're closer to sea level, you still got to spin those spinners. Adrian and Gianni are on the left side of the infield. As I mentioned, Connor and right. Teddy has now moved to center. And there's a little ground ball. And Gianni's going to let it go foul. That's the wise move. And Braden's in left. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Number 7's grabbed his bat. He's back in the box. It's a lovely color. It's a kind of a iridescent blue. That ball's hit straight back to me. I could have caught it. Oh. And that'll be strike 2. I like number 7's batting gloves. I don't know exactly if they're Bruce Bolts or whatever, but they actually look like workman's gloves. They're kind of that tanned leather look. And there's an attempt at a curve, way too high. Mason didn't release that at the right spot, so we'll go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Number 7 shown that he can put the aluminum on a ball in the zone. Can Mason make him chase? He's got to put a ball in the zone, though. That one's 66 and high. Now we go full. Maybe I need Eric to come back on my side. He went over, sent by his wife. If Mason doesn't get number 7 out here, I'll tell Eric he's got to come sit by me. And he fouls that one straight back, as you saw right by my camera. So number 7 doing an excellent job of staying alive, putting that bat on the ball. Mason cannot give him a walk. He's got to make number 7 earn it, especially with just a 2-1 score here. Every base runner counts. Swing and a miss. Great job by Dalton to squeeze on that one. And we get 1 down, and now Eric is allowed to go continue to sit over there with his wife. Otherwise, we're going to make everybody find new seats. Number 10 will step in. I appreciate High Plains jerseys. Their font is very easy to read. And for these 50-year-old eyes, I absolutely appreciate it. And that ball floats in at 60. I'm not sure what that was an attempt from Mason, but that's ball is high. Number 10's bat there, I think it's a combat, but it's got the snow cone. There's a strike. Snow cone paint job on it, so it looks just like the snow cone used to get this from the snow cone truck. And he definitely has some Bruce Bolts on his hands, and he's got a 1-1 count as well. Swing and a miss. So Mason really spinning that curve down lower half of the zone. Now Dalton's got to do the job here to squeeze it. We go with a 1-2 count from the windup and the pitch. Strike 3. I think 10 was looking at his knees. That one was at the letters, and he goes down on strikes. So 2 down now. And 24 will step in. Swinging a Marucci, got the batting gloves, can't see the make of that, but also has the oven mitt in the back pocket. So he must expect to get on base. And there's a little shot out to Aaron. He picks it up. He throws it over to Mason A, and we get the out. We do give up the home run, so your High Plains baseball does cut the deficit in half. But after that, things calm down. Jackrabbits get the outs. They better go get some runs. As I mentioned, this team, High Plains, has puts up a lot of runs in all their games. Now we are currently playing some Jackrabbits baseball, which is low scoring and heavy on the pitching and defense. So we shall see who ends up here. So, Coach, can I get this shot? I can't get this shot. He's right out of my dead spot. But Coach doing some job with Connor right now, just getting him to understand how to take a better angle on those. So maybe I can show you right there, just at the bottom of the screen, having some real coachable moments. You got to love that about Coach Paul. All the dedication to not only the team and the program, but to the individual kids. I think he was never happier than, well, I shouldn't say never happier, but he was at one of his happiest moments here in 2026 when all of the boys who had tried out for the high school teams made them. So every boy that had gone through the program was able to play for high school team. So now it's up to them, now that they're off to high school, to go do the hard work to stay on the teams. But Coach Paul promises, you work with the Jackrabbits, we'll make sure you're playing high school ball, and that's what he did. And that's because he does stuff like that. He's having conversations between innings with the boys, helping them just get that much better, incrementally better. After every game, you play 60 games, you're a whole lot better. Speaking of a whole lot better, we've got Dalton, who honestly has, 5 weeks behind the plate total. And now he is because of Mason's injury, now he's our starting catcher. So he has improved dramatically. He's going to get into the batter's box here, and then Mason A in his first at bat from the injury coming back, and that will then flip the batting lineup over. Number 11, who is the southpaw there, is also left-handed batter, hit the home run with his first pitch of the third inning. Is high. That's his 52nd pitch on the day. We don't do pitch counts on USSSA. It's innings pitched over the weekend. It's a 2-day tournament, so he gets 7 innings. Every pitcher gets 7 innings. And Dalton swings a pitch that could have orbited the earth had he let it go. So strike one. The field here in Amarillo, nicely taken care of. We got re-chalked and regraded between games. That ball's high. While most of West Texas is in a drought, as is most of the Southwest, including Colorado, we do have, it looks like, watered fields here, and the grass nice and short. Dalton decides too late. Swing and miss, strike two. So we are in west, or no, we're not. We're kind of, I guess, east of town now. We're staying over in west of town. But you can, when the wind is right, you can smell those long horns in the field nearby. And that ball's outside. We'll take it to full. Baseball, a long-time pastoral game. So no surprising that we are up against pasture land. And fouled off. Good job by Dalton to stay alive there. And shout out to 23 on the High Plains team. Bolts out of the dugout to go get that, even before Mason can put his bat down to go get it. So bravo to the hustle, number 23. And Dalton's going to take ball 4. So Dalton lost his neck towel there, which he's using to keep warm. And with the base on balls, he'll get down to first. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I understand the High Plains has shared the link around. We welcome you. It's my pleasure to bring you the ball game for the boys today, so you don't have to sit in the weather. I will say, also different than most of the fields we play on in the Denver area. When we came in to turn in to the baseball field here. You could either turn for the diamonds or you could turn for the shooting club. So in the distance, there's a near constant pop, pop, pop sound of folks shooting targets just to the west of the field complex here. So Mason in now with that spearmint colored Rawlings. And you can see a little bit of that regaining his footing. I think he's been out 3 weeks now. And that one he was stepping way out. He steps out again, fastball, fouled. Maybe in the calf or the thigh, so we're going to give him time to get himself in order. Coach coming down just to talk to Mason, just to buy time. Even if it hits off the gear, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It just hurts less. So hat tip to all the catchers out there, including, is that number 2 behind the plate, I think? And they get him. Dalton was leaning, and the nice throw over. So he's erased as a base runner there, not paying, I think, attention, waiting for him to come set, and that was just a quick snap throw over. So Dalton will return to the dugout for this first out of the inning. 1-1 count now to Mason. And Mason stepping out again.
Reach out there, touch one.
And he swings and misses on a 61 mile an hour. Looked like that was maybe had some spin to it. So that's a strikeout for the second out of the inning. Teddy will be the next batter. That's the top of the lineup for us. He struck out last time he was up.
Right here. Let's go.
And from the windup, number 11's pitch. Inside. Teddy takes it inside. And I just started the TK7 chant. Teddy just a little underneath that one. Fouls it off. Now there is a good... Man, you like to see that kind of sportsmanship from the boys. Teddy's going to lay off that 67 mile an hour fastball.
You ready, Teddy? Ready, Teddy?
That was one that he may have gone for in the first at bat. Lets that one go. 2-1. And he swings at an outside 67. Do the hand signals for strike 2. And Teddy just swinging with just his arms, not using his legs or his hips at all here. So even if he makes contact, he's not going to do any much with it. Exactly. Ball's kind of right there to second. Throw to first. Teddy's safe at first. So he beats out the infield single. Speed doesn't slump, and you can't really teach it. But that's the example of when you only swing with your hands, you hit the ball, not even through the infield. So in comes Mason with 2 outs, and Teddy's speed, you'd expect him to be on the run here. He's not going anywhere. And Mason takes that ball outside. Swinging the candy corn bat. I'll have to figure out the make of that one. Mason with the open stance. Teddy on the way. And he swings and fouls that one off. We'll do it all over again. Aaron in the on-deck circle. 23 goes and grabs that. Aaron didn't even see it coming. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Teddy with a new sign. Pitcher set. There's throw over. Sorry, I showed the wrong camera. Teddy's in safely. It wasn't even that close. So Teddy should take a bigger lead.
Go, Mason, put one out there.
And he does. And Teddy's off. Swing and a miss. Throw is to the shortstop side of the bag, and Teddy's in standing up. I'd like to see him slide there. All the dirty clothes are going home in my bag anyway, so what's he care if he gets a little dust from West Texas on it? So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Teddy's on the run. And there's strike 3. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, so Mason's down. Teddy doesn't matter, that doesn't count. Mason's down on strikes. Mason asking for an understanding of where that pitch was. Yeah, that was a called strike. That was a nice spinner from number 11 on the mound. And broke over the plate and got him for strike 3. So 2-1 is the score as we go to the bottom of the third here. For those who are a little interested in the city of Amarillo, like I was, obviously the most important thing about Amarillo is that it's a #1 hit classic from George Strait, where he promises to be in Amarillo by morning. He tells the story of a bull rider who gives up his whole life to ride bulls. I believe he loses a wife and a girlfriend along the way, in fact. But besides that, this was founded in 1887 here in West Texas, primarily at the intersection of the Fort Worth and Denver City railroads. So you wonder why we came down here. We did not come here on the rails, but obviously a long history of folks coming down from the Denver area to Amarillo. But then really it was the oil boom in the 1920s that still continues here out in West Texas that led to the population growth. There's about 200,000 folks in Amarillo. We did ask what's the equivalent in Colorado. It turns out there's actually no town in Colorado with 200,000 folks. Fort Collins has 165, Aurora about 400,000, so really fits a spot that we don't have an equivalent, but let's say it's like Fort Collins. It definitely doesn't feel like Fort Collins, but about that size. Adding to Amarillo's history is the fact that it is along Route 66, so lots of places to stop for those GIs heading westward to California to visit Disneyland with their families, and the baby boom population there. And of course helium, I don't know if you guys knew this, but helium, incredibly hard to find naturally occurring, being the lightest molecule in the periodic table. It floats. I didn't know if you knew that, but it floats. So when there's a pocket below ground and there's a crack, it all floats out. But out here, there is a salt cavern, which is also great for capturing oil and natural gas, but helium, there's a huge helium deposit out here. So that's part of the reason why people live and work in Amarillo. Now, in steps what was his number? I missed his number, sorry. And after that history lesson, Mason and Dalton continues to be the battery. Mason A and Brian on the right side of the infield. Adrian and Jabrell now out at third. Teddy has moved back to left. And that ball is hit into center. Joe's underneath it. And he camps under that can of corn and grabs it for the first out of the inning. So Joe, right on schedule. When I was going to introduce him, gives me a reason to do so. And then it looks like Braden has moved into right field out there, just underneath that sycamore tree. Just kidding, I have no idea if that's a sycamore tree. So in steps the left-handed batter, number 30.
Your way, Braden!
I believe it's the first time we've seen him. And that first pitch is high for ball 1. Oh, curveball that I think Mason was like, well, I struck out on the same pitch. Doesn't get the call. That one might have come in a little higher. And a little shot back to him. Real simple throw over. And he flips to Mason on the 1-3 put out. Number 30 will go back to the dugout, and we will have number 8 step in for High Plains. Yeah, that was Mason to Mason, so that is Mason squared put out, I guess. I don't know if that's Mason plus Mason or Mason times Mason. That's how that mathematical equation works. So the first pitch from Mason, beautiful 68 burner down the middle. I think 8 was taken all the way there. And there's a curve, 60 miles an hour, bending 8 out of the way.
Get something to eat.
There it is. Drop, third strike. Tag him. Oh no, he forgot to tag him. So now he's got to throw it down to Mason to complete the out. So Bolton's got to know that, but there's 3 up, 3 down for Mason. Most importantly, they didn't flip the lineup over, so Mason will be able to go start the next inning at the bottom of their order. But we go towards the top of our order. We've got Aaron, Gianni, and Braden coming in on the batter to bat next, and then hopefully beyond them we'll see Brian, Jabril, Joe, and others. 2-1 in a very tight game here. We are 53 minutes in, and we go an hour 45 on USSSA, so plenty of time left. I think we'd go 7. We're top of the 4th, so it's possible. I don't think either team really wants to do that. It eats up a lot of innings. So number 11 will be back on the mound. He's thrown over 70 pitches already. But again, we don't do pitch count, we just do innings, so he's only logged 3 innings. So Jonathan, I see your team reach notes, and yes, I was going to get to things to do in town, so I'll start at Cadillac Ranch. Those of you who aren't familiar, somebody decided it'd be a great idea to go take a bunch of 1970s and 80s Cadillacs, bury them nose first into the West Texas soil in the form of, I think, Stonehenge, and it is a key stop along Route 66, and it's pretty cool. In fact, I told Teddy that we're going to stop there on the way back on Monday morning because I don't know when I'll be back through these parts again, and I want to see that. So Cadillac Ranch is only about 10 minutes from our hotel, which is nice. I guess you can bring out a can of spray paint, and you can even spray paint your name and number on it. So there's also the Palo Duro Canyon, which is called the Grand Canyon of Texas, the second largest canyon system in the U.S., which must hurt Texans in the soul a little bit. Everything's bigger in Texas, but here they are, the Grand Canyon over in Arizona, holding the #1 spot. Although as a Coloradan, I'll take the Gunnison Black Canyon anytime. That ball is high. And the first pitch there was high. You can also eat a 72-ounce steak, and if you can do it in an hour and not die, it's free. And there's also an RV museum. For folks who like to RV, there's a museum at RVs through time. So Aaron now waiting the next pitch. Swing and a miss, 64. And we go 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Gianni in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes again. And Gianni will step in. Gianni hit by pitch last time. Gianni has a combination of strength and speed, so there is a chance for a little league home run here if he can put some pop into this ball, because and that one also inside. So he's seen 2 pitches from him, both of them inside. One hit him, one didn't. Here we go, 1 ball, no strike for the next pitch. Braden in the on-deck circle. And the next pitch, high. And that's a strike. That's fine. You can take that. No problem. So 3-1 now is the count. Gianni way late on that. You're down for your Jackrabbits. And Braden will get in the box with Brian in the on-deck circle. Nobody on. And swing and a miss at a nice cutter from number 11, 60 miles an hour, breaking in on the hands. That was the same pitch he started Gianni with. Foul tip. Going fishing there. Braden, I think, had decided to swing before he even knew what was going to do there. And he swings the ball in the dirt. So 3 strikeouts this inning for number 11. Gets with his 85th pitch of the day. And Jackrabbits go down with a whimper there in the top of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if Mason's back on the bump. I imagine he will be, given how well he's throwing. Actually need to get a pitch count on him. It's been a couple innings. So the first batter will be the bottom of the order for High Plains, and then it'll be batters who have all seen Mason. And a second look is usually better for the batters. One other interesting thing about Amarillo is that it's actually amarillo, the Spanish for yellow. My son, who is in first year Spanish, made that note to me on our way down that I was saying it wrong. It was actually amarillo, but obviously folks down here say Amarillo or Amarilla. You'll hear as well. And how to get it that name well, because the local, it's the local lake, I believe, and creek have distinctive yellow soil, and they also are a perfect place for a bunch of yellow wildflowers in the spring and the summer. So I don't know if we'll get a chance to get out there in the drought. There may not be a lot of wildflowers, but that's where it gets its name from, the soil and the wildflowers. I'm fine. Yeah, my new battery isn't like as impressive as I was.
Things get hot.
Yeah, I think I'm fine. But I was hoping to get 2 games out of my new battery.
You could be in there. The AC.
Well, the AC would be great, but don't think that's happening. All right, in steps the first batter of the 4th inning for the High Plains. In the first pitch, 23 swings and misses for strike 1. And that ball's in the dirt. Ball 1.
Reset, kid. Take a deep breath.
Mason now with his 33rd pitch of the day here. Swing and a miss. Nice curve. It floats a little high. You don't want to leave those curveballs up too high, but
You know where he wants it.
he's now got a nice pitcher's count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And waste that pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. Eric has moved closer to me. Get a little change of pace. Bring the mojo.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Nice.
Six,
Great spot.
63, right down the middle. Good spot. So that's the strikeout for first out. Yeah, that's going to be hot right there. We have Mason A back at first, Brian at second, Adrian still at short, and Gianni at third. Teddy in center, Connor in right, and who is that? That must be Braden in left. Yeah, Braden in left. And the first pitch came right to me. I almost had it. So that pitch was... Mason indicates to coach that he knows what happened there with that pitch that was nowhere near the zone and over the head of everybody, and coach responds with a very helpful, don't do it again. And the next pitch, high and away, ball 2. So 21 here was the leadoff batter. I believe we got 3 up, 3 down in that inning. And Mason nowhere near it, then suddenly grabs his foot and stretches his quad.
Come on, Mason.
Is he cramping up out there? Is he drinking enough water?
I gave him water. Is he drinking? I don't know.
Yeah, you can lead a Mason to water, but can you make him drink is the question. And 3-0, this ball is going to go right down the middle. No, it does not. Mason misses there. And with 4 pitches, very uncharacteristically, puts number 21 down on first with that free pass.
Go get him. When you hear runner, go get him.
Folks listening from Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah. And Andrea? Oh, Andrea. Andrea, thanks for tuning in Ohio. We're on your time zone, I believe. We're in Central. So happy to be here. 5th ball in a row from Mason. Just looks like suddenly he has turned the lineup over and then lost the plot completely. So tying run on first, go ahead run in the box, only 1 down. Mason steps off. He's had the luxury of not having to pitch too much from the stretch today. And a foul. That ball's heads back. And Coach Steve comes and retrieves the ball. So we're going to get a timeout because we're tying shoes. This is a constant issue with with Mason and his shoes. There's a running joke that we'll get him some Velcro. And while we've got the timeout for the, oh, he's taking the shoe off completely. Can I get a better shot of that? Maybe this one. Side angle here, you can see Mason, he had to take the shoe off completely. So must have had something in it. But he's diagnosed it. Hopefully he's solved it. And he will put a double knot in that. And now he's upright, wipes the sweat from his brow, grabs the ball off the ground, and 16 will step in with a 1-1 count, and there is a runner over at first. That ball's in the dirt. So still looking for Mason to regain what he's had, man, through 3 1/3. There's a strike right at the knees. It looked like 16 was a little upset, like he was told to take there. He immediately jumped out of the box and looked down at the third base coach like, what was I doing there? Why are we stealing? Not sure if that's the case. I could be misdiagnosing that, but the key thing is now we have a 2-2 count. And there's a fake throw over. Mason doesn't throw. High Plains player gets back. And that ball is low and away. What happened? Whoa, what happened? That was a delayed steal. Dalton not paying attention, and the runner just kept running. So now the tying run in scoring position, only 1 down. This is the most under pressure your Jackrabbits have been today. They're looking dead out there. I don't know if wilting in the heat or what. And that ball is high. That should be ball 4. Yep, 16 was a little unsure. So now we've got a runner at first on the base on balls. Runner out at second also received a walk. So 2 down. The pitcher's best friend here in a double play would be great. The other option is maybe a pop-up on the infield. We'll get infield fly rule. And that ball is going to be dropping in front of Braden. And he can get him at third on the force. And the standard 7, what is that? 7-5 force put out. Honestly, if I had had 17 or 27 options to call an out on that, I would have never had the 7-9 put out. Or 7-5 put out, excuse me. All right, so 2 down. Number 11, who hit the Little League home run last time. A real threat to tie this game up. Mason's got to keep the ball down low. And there's a throw to second. Oh, there's a fake throw to second. I got fooled. So Mason paying attention.
How hard's that kick?
Same as Mason. And there's a runner. And now they got him in a pickle. And they get him. So Dalton, who was totally asleep when that runner went to second, redeems himself by throwing a bullet down to Gianni, who gets him in the rundown. The tying run is erased for the 3rd out of the inning, and your Jackrabbits playing that high-quality Jackrabbit Colorado-style baseball. Good defense, but man, do we need some runs. Do we need some runs? So our boys here in the middle of the lineup have got to get themselves on and get themselves in. Let's see, Mason does finish that with a total of 48 pitches, so he's probably got one more inning in him. Does look like number 11 is going back on the mound here for the top of the 5th with 85 pitches on his arm. That is
How many?
85.
Is that right?
Yeah, so that's, let's see if there's any fatigue comes in, a chance for our boys to, no, he's been popping the glove, so, but you know, even at the majors, they stop him at 100.
The boys are struggling off of him.
They are really struggling. I don't know if they can't pick it up out of the loft.
You know, word in the dugout is it's hard to see off him, so, you know, I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe that's just an excuse.
Maybe. I might need a battery pack. I just got a warning about overheating. It doesn't feel hot, but I might need, not a battery pack.
Ambient temperature.
Yeah, it's just hot out, yeah. Ice pack, I mean. They've got a nice batter's eye out there with the trees, but maybe the lefty, he does kind of keep it hidden a little bit.
We don't see lefties very often.
We never see hard throwing lefties, and this kid is throwing as hard as Mason's throwing, so. For folks at home, we've got Brian, Jabrell, Joe, Connor, and hopefully a few more boys.
My hope is you know, we get a couple of hits off him. Yeah, he's definitely.
85 is a lot. If he were in college ball, they would be done.
He's warming up, so
Yeah.
he's sitting at 90 already.
Yeah, he's throwing 5 between every inning, so, but he's not throwing 100%, I don't think, so. But regardless.
My hope is that we ding a couple off of him, they pull him, they put in a slow pitcher.
Yeah, and then we could, exactly. So that's what we got to do, because right now number 11's kind of got our number. We got some help in the first inning, and it's been silent ever since. So Brian will step in.
That's B23.
B23. Yeah. That's bingo. Or that's my battleship number. I'm not sure. So Brian, who has trouble stepping out or pulling his head, swings and misses at a 62-mile-an-hour pitch.
Super glued to his shoulder.
I would hope so. Right now, he's looking down the left field line every time he swings. He needs a lot more tee work. Tee work helps you keep your head in. And he's going to take that one off his toes. No, just inside. Jabrell goes and gets it because he's in the on-deck circle. Oh, that's funny. I thought this thing, my new battery sucked, but I was reading the output. So we've only used 10% in an hour and 15 minutes. This thing will last me all day. I'm in love.
All weekend.
All weekend. I'm in love with this Chinese-made battery thing that I got. All right, I missed a swing there, but we got 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And the payoff pitch. It's fouled off. He does. That's well, because you can keep your head on those. Even when you're pulling your head, you can still see it. Yeah, if number 11 knows to throw away here, that's where he's going to go, especially since he just went inside. And there's the outside pitch, swing and a miss. Well, he's done a good job of locating. Number 11 moves the ball around a bunch.
He's
why.
He's learning our batter.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
And Jabrell will step in now. Joe in the on deck circle.
Level swing, Jabril. Let's go.
Up to you. Hey, Jeff, hey. Wait till the third pitch. See two pitches first. Go hit one.
All right, Jabril steps in. He's ready to see the lefty. And he hits one. Oh, he corked it, but it goes foul. So he's on it.
Let's go. We need base runners.
And the next pitch is
Go,
shot
go.
out to the shortstop.
Oh, yes.
He boots it a bit,
He fumbled.
and they get the throw. That ball was in the dirt, but the first baseman scoops it.
A little bit of bobble on it.
Yeah, and Joe will step in now. All right, so 2 down now. Joe, nobody on. Joe steps in. I believe Connor's in the on-deck circle. And he takes that 63 pitch high. He did not swing. Says the appeal. Did I get that in time? No, I didn't get in time, but trust me, the first base ump said he didn't swing, and he didn't. Yeah, after Joe will be Connor,
up,
and then
Joe.
Adrian's in the hole with the Rawlings Bone Saber.
Ow.
Oh, off the left shoulder of the ump.
I thought it went off his thigh.
Yeah,
We're just all confused.
we're flexing the left hand like the ball went off there. From the windup, next pitch on its way, low and away. Joe's now got a 3-0 count.
We got to get Joe on. We got to get somebody.
We need somebody on, exactly.
We can work our way around.
Exactly. Joe's showing bunt.
He loves to bunt.
And he's going to take a strike there.
Why did he do that?
He was just trying to mess with the pitcher because you throw it, then the pitcher goes, oh no, I need to throw the ball up and in for a ball. So we go 3-1. Joe will be swinging away here. By the way, good job by the third baseman who read the bunt. Now he's crashing. And we're going to take a ball. So base on balls. And that'll be it, I think, for number 11, who has had a heck of a day on the mound. Nothing but applause for that young man. And Joe will be safe at first. We can see if he's going to get called over here real quick. I got to assume, I mean, we're at 97 pitches. I got to assume we're going with a new pitcher, but I don't see anybody coming out. So maybe since everything's bigger in Texas, even their pitch counts are bigger. No signal yet whether or not we're going to have a new pitcher. The first base ump is sort of moving his way over.
They're keeping him. They're giving the daps.
Wow.
They're going to let him finish it.
They're going to let him finish the inning. Well, let's see if if we can put a few guys on, as you mentioned. Maybe we can. The Jackrabbits' job here is to try to figure out how to get to another pitcher because number 11 has definitely had his number. So Joe will be over at first. He may have the steal sign here. Connor will be swinging it away. That's a 65 at a strike at the letters on the outside corner. That's a strike.
Extreme outside.
That was a strike.
We got to reach out and touch those, Connor.
So Joe now over at first with a slightly bigger lead, looking like he's trying to draw a throw. Connor fouls that one straight back. He's on it.
They are swinging hard.
No, we're not swinging
Just
hard.
like,
Yeah,
stick the bat out there.
it's a lot of arms only. So no balls, 2 strikes now. The 100th pitch of the day on the way for number. Oh, he steps off. My bad. It'll still be his 100th pitch, but it's not on the way. And that ball's in the dirt. Great scoop by the catcher. Keeps Joe over at first. And that ball's high. Way to lay off that, man. That is a pitch that Connor would have swung at a month ago. So we got 2 balls, full count. Joe will be running on the pitch. And that ball's high. And Connor's going to take first.
Trying to get a run.
Connor was right. Everybody else was wrong.
All right, here it comes, Connor. Connor.
Last inning, the kid did it on us.
So that was actually now a stolen base for Joe. Connor facing a 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. And that'll be the third out of the inning on the strikeout. Jackrabbits do get a guy to second, but no further. We go 2-1 to the bottom of the fifth.
Yep. Hey, where's your glove? Where's your glove, Dalton? I'll get you. What? Ball's in!
All right, Mason back on the hill, facing the lefty here. So number 11 was back in the batter's box because he was batting when the runner was thrown out last inning. And there's an attempted curve, 55, but way too high. And Mason's 50th pitch of the day. Swing and a miss. 64 on the outside corner. So living outside. The reason you do that is this guy's a big swinger, and if he pulls an outside pitch, it's going to be a ground ball over to Aaron there at second. Nice pitch, 56, just bottom drops out of it. Jabrell and Aaron on the right side, Braden in right, Joe in center, and Teddy in left. Adrian and Gianni on the left side. And Mason and Dalton, of course, the battery. And as will be, I think, the case all day.
This pitch right
We're
here,
an hour 22 in. So we got 23 minutes left in this game. Highly likely we go 6 innings. Oh, I'm not sure where that one missed, but it missed inside. 64 miles an hour for ball 3. Oh, and he hits number 11 on the side. So totally lost him and wasn't even close. So number 7 last time, Mason tying his shoe out there on the mound. Make the cave, run the bunny around the cave, through the cave, do it again.
Slow motion.
It does feel a little bit like slow motion. I agree. So number 7, what I remember about him, he did go down on strikes last time, but he fouled the ball off. It was in the zone. He was swinging. So maybe a chance for 2 here, but you can't let number 11 steal here and take that away from you. Oh, bunt is coming. What a beautiful bunt. Throw to first, and they get him. They do get the run. The tying run is now at second with only 1 down. That was well executed by Plains.
Check runner go 1.
Number 10 here.
Struck him out last time.
I do believe he struck out last time. That is true.
He loves the high ones.
Good memory. It's almost like your kid's on the mound or something. So we'll look to see if maybe another bunt. Do you bunt here again to get him over to third, and then he's only a pass ball away from tying? Or do you have number 10 swing? Well, they're going to get the free pass anyway, so that's disappointing. And now the tying run over at third. So we need 2 outs, and we need to keep that runner at third. It's a high task for the Jackrabbits. Foul off the end of the bat. And the next pitch. Swing. The miss. Great stop by Dalton there. That ball actually ended up in the dirt. So Dalton's got to squeeze if there's a third strike here. He can't afford a drop third strike. Dalton relays the sign to Mason from the dugout, and Mason's got it. He throws, and he pops that ball out of play behind us. I know we're in the midst of a game here, and I'm going to say it, but this has been a heck of a game. Both teams playing really well. Both pitchers pitching so well. And there's a foul ball away as well. Really, it has been Mason's game and number 11 for High Plains game. And he swings. That ball is missed. That's the worst of all possible options. The tying run scores. The runner will get to first. So on the strikeout and then the wild pitch, runner scores. It's a tie ball game. The go-ahead run now on first, and Jackrabbits have only retired 1 so far. So we need a double play here. So it's a fresh count to 24 now. Runner over at first with a little lead. And that ball is low and away. That almost looked like both Dalton and Mason they just needed a pitch to flush that previous pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice 66-mile-an-hour tailing fastball. And nice curve. Oh my goodness, 24 bails. And it goes right over the heart of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Mason's curveball really working for him today. So see if they throw that curve again. Dalton's really got to be ready then, because that ball's all over the place. They do. And number 24 battles that one into foul territory. So a couple of spinners in a row now for Mason. I'd like to see him throw a fastball away here. Let's see what they do. Now they're setting up inside again. He swung in defense. He got a poor, I feel sorry for number 24. That was simply like trying to get out of the way, but the bat came forward in front of the plate, and that will be a strikeout. So Mason logs the second out of the inning. So 2 down. Jackrabbits in a better spot here. There's force at first or second. I think it was number 12 stepping in. Couldn't see if it was 2 or 12. And that ball is shot down the left field line, knocked down by Gianni. He's going to make the throw to first, and they get him. What a play. And that is why he is at the hot corner. My goodness, everybody stand up at home and give him an applause. That was a heck of a play. Get the glove, knock the ball down, and then have the wherewithal to make an on-the-target throw to first for the out. Hat tip to number 12, I think it was, for a good shot. He just saw better defense. It happens in baseball. Your Jackrabbits now, as we go to the top of the 6th, likely to be the final inning with 15 minutes remaining. It is a 2-2 ball game, so we've played for 90 minutes for nothing. It's whoever scores next will be the winner here in the pool play of the USSSA, the May Madness tournament, I believe it's called, down here in Amarillo, Texas. Great. Pull up the website and it refreshes. It is the, USSSA AA May Madness. And number 2 will be on the mound, so number 11 doesn't get a chance to get the applause that young man deserves because he came out between innings. But if you're a fan of number 11, or certainly a grown-up related to number 11, please, on behalf of the entire Jackrabbits team, let us give him the accolades he deserves for a 100-pitch outing today, keeping us to just 2 runs. He played well, and he's got the home run. So far, he might be player of the game. But my guess is player of the game will be whoever scores the winning run. Now, there is the possibility for a tie in pool play under USSSA rules. So if we hit an hour 45, we will finish that inning. When we finish that inning, it is still tied, then we go to a tie, which really screws things up because there's only 3 teams in our pool. So to do the math with a tie is all kinds of nuts. And we wouldn't know for quite some time when we would play tomorrow, because it may come down to a coin flip. So with that, number 2 on the hill. He's thrown a couple in the dirt during warm-ups, but that doesn't matter because those are just warm-ups. And the ball's coming down. And we'll have, looks like, Adrian leading off. Adrian, Dalton, Mason A, and then we'll flip the lineup over. Oh, I forgot to grab my ice packs. Shoot, I should have done that between innings. And Adrian pops that one off to the right side. Out of play. So we'll see in a righty here, which is good for your Jackrabbits. See a lot more righties than they do lefty, especially the hard throwing lefty of number 11. So better chance for us to put the ball in play here. There's been a significant lack of offense, especially since the end of the first inning. That ball is high, pops the glove at 66, but it's out of the zone for 2 balls and 1 strike now. That might be the largest mosquito I've ever seen just flying around me. 3-1. I wish I had an Amarillo native nearby to figure out if that thing is going to suck a pint of blood when it lands on me or if it's not really a mosquito. Regardless, 3-1 now to Adrian. He swings and misses at a 66-mile-an-hour pitch, kind of at his knees. It's probably a strike, but it's not his strike. So full count now. Payoff pitch. And he strikes him out. It was a strike, and he swung. So Dalton will step in. Mason A in the on-deck circle. So Dalton doing all the work behind the plate could redeem himself for a mistake he held himself accountable for by getting on here. And he pops that one into center. Center fielder's underneath it. Grabs it for the second out. So nice poke from from Dalton, but center fielder makes the grab. So Mason A will step in now. Mason A with a big bunch of armor on the left hand because of the broken bone there. So let's hope he put one over the plate. Mason stepping out again. So that's 68 for strike at the letters. This is probably the last chance here for the Jackrabbits. I don't expect to see a 7th inning. So that ball's away. From the stretch and the pitch. And ball's in the dirt ball too. And that ball is away as well. So we got 3-1 now. Catcher took his helmet off. That actually looked like I think he was lifting it up to spit, and it just came all the way off. It was not on purpose. So Mason now with a 3-1 count. He's going to be looking for the perfect pitch here. He doesn't get it, but he swings at it anyway.
Hey, watch that ball hit the bat. Put it on it. Let's go.
And he's going to take ball 4. So now the go-ahead run down at first on the walk. And the pitcher's set. And Teddy's stepping out and knocks it away.
Come on, Teddy, you're due for a double. Let's go. Get on goal. Get on goal, Teddy.
So some tension now here in the ballpark for your Jackrabbits. Go ahead, run out there at first. And Teddy hits that one right out of the center fielder who's underneath it. He drops it, he drops it, he drops it, he drops it. Mason had sort of come to a stop. Now we've got runners at second and third. Oh, so Teddy on the error, and 2 runners in scoring position now. Teddy out at second, Mason at third. Mason's got to be running extra hard there. We might have sent him. And we get a timeout. And Mason will step in now. Chance for Mason to really help his cause. And a big timeout on the mound. I think I'm getting too.
Hey, Mason. Hey, go hunt your pitch.
Jackrabbits looking for a pass ball here, or Mason to get the ball into the outfield. 2 outs. Teddy's got speed. They're probably sending him. The ball gets in the outfield. Thought there. And a 1-ball count. On the outside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Jackrabbits threatening to take the lead. That ball's high. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Trying to cool down the iPad as quickly as I can. Getting all kinds of error messages. I do not want to lose due to overheating here. And Mason swings at that pitch. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Sorry, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And he swings the pitch in the eyes. So Jackrabbits threaten. They do not score. The best they can hope for now is to shut them down after the bottom of the 6th and go with a tie. So defense has to happen. We'll see if Mason's back out on the mound or we're going with a new batter. I mean a new pitcher.
Hey, Mason, you good? Ball's in, let's go! Hey, this doesn't matter now. Keep doing what you're doing.
Mason back on the hill. He gets a strike there. We got a 1-ball, 1 strike count. Mason at almost 70 pitches. This will be his whole pitching this weekend with 6 innings. I don't imagine coach is going to call him back in. And there's a strike down low. All right, I got a cool ice thing on the back of the iPad. I got a fan going. And next pitch, fouled off to the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes continues to be the count. Strike 3! There it is on the outside corner. That was so pretty. Took a little off that. That was only 61 miles an hour. Oh, you turned the wrong way, young man. I can't see your number. Number 8, maybe? Stepping in. Looks like number 8. Mason from the windup. Throws it pretty quick there. 68 miles an hour. But it's low and inside for ball 1. And that pitch 69, but also low. Mason needs to take a deep breath. He's working a little too quick. There's a foul ball off the right side. I haven't done our defensive alignments. I've got Mason A over at first, Brian at second, Mr. Dyson there because he sucks up everything in his path. Adrian back at continues to be at short, and Gianni at third. How could you not have him at third after that one? Swing and a miss. Right here. On deck. Oh, no. Sorry, I know I just yelled at everybody at home. My bad. Trying to figure out what the ball is. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Teddy in left, by the way, I didn't finish this. Joe in center, and I think Braden in right field. It just says RF, but it looks like Brian. Braden. Swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. Another strikeout. Technically, there's 2 minutes left. We could play a whole another inning if Mason gets 23 here quickly. I don't know if I want that or don't want that. I'd love to see us bat again. That eats up more innings. 69 on the outside corner. Mason able to throw quite hard from the windup. And that ball's fouled off to the right side. That's 2 strikes. So Mason fully in control here. Mason now from the windup. Let's see if it's going to be a curve. He does spin himself a curve, but it's inside. He thought it was a strike, but it was way inside. He tried to sell that one. It missed by 3 or 4 inches. That ball's fouled off. Continues to be 1 ball, 2 strikes here. What a curve, but misses away. Actually had too much bite. Is that even possible? Oh, scoreboard has 139 because we started that one a little late. And that one went off the umpire again. So we go full count. So yeah, I think Garrett started the score a little bit later than the actual score started, or the time started. Foul ball, foul ball. Ball goes off him in the box. I've got 1:45, which if we started right at noon means time has expired, but the ump has not said anything. So full count and 2 down. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will end the 6th. We'll see High Plains ready to come back out. And the umps are going to have a little conversation, I think. Well, and see if there's still time on the clock or not. They are not making any indication that time has expired. We're going to play 7. When's the last time we played 7, ladies and gentlemen? It does leave Mason at 85 pitches. I would be shocked if we saw him for the 7th, but well, he's still spinning it pretty good. So maybe coach will have him try to do it again. I guess the other question is where were they in the lineup? And what does he expect to see in the batter's box in the bottom of the 7th? But all that is for naught if we can't do something here in the top of the 7th. But it's been a heck of a game. I tip my hat to High Plains. This is the kind of competition that we'd hope to see when we came down here. We're not making a 7 or 8 hour drive to play the same level of competition we can find in the Denver area. So our boys have the weekend cut out for them if they want to go home victorious, as we're seeing on display here through 6. And Aaron will lead us off. Gianni, Braden, first 3 up. Then after those guys get on, it'll be Brian, Jabrell, and Joe. And that ball's inside. Ball 1. Aaron gripping his candy corn bat there with the Bruce Bolts. It is quite a eclectic amount of colors there. Miami Vice, meets Halloween, if you will. And the next pitch. Strike on the inside corner, nicely located. Wow. That wasn't a good pitch for Aaron. Swing and a miss, a curveball there, nicely spun from the pitcher. Number 2 back up on the hill. The 2-2 count to Aaron. Strike 3, low strike call, but he goes down on strikes. Aaron, tough day at the office in the batter's box for him. And Gianni will get in. He has the ability with one swing to reset this whole conversation. But really all we care about is can we get him on first right now. He swings and misses by pulling his head. My radar gun appears to have died. Every pitch is weirdly 27 miles an hour. I don't know why that would be. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. And Gianni lays off that 62 mile an hour pitch. And he did not go, says the ump at first. So Gianni's got to be smarter there. He's kind of bailing out of the way of the curveball, but bringing his bat forward. That can lead to a strike, as we've seen already in this game. That ball is spun. Hey, my radar gun appears to be back. That was 63, but high and away. Here in the final inning of the day, Jackrabbits need a run. Starts with a runner. Gianni takes off the back of his head. So 2 hit by pitches today for Gianni. Knocks his helmet and his glasses off. I think coach is going to give him a quick, he'd already given the thumbs up, but coach isn't going to listen to that. They're going to go give him a conversation, have a conversation with him, make sure he is okay. They're going to ask him some simple questions. And Braden won't be allowed to get in the box until everybody is comfortable with his mental health, or I don't say mental health, but physical health there as it relates to taking a baseball off the back of the helmet. Okay, Gianni giving all the signs that he feels fine. First base umpire, for whom safety is paramount, has signed off on it. So Braden will step in now with our runner over at first. I wanted him on, I just didn't want him on that way. And Braden swings half-heartedly at a 57 mile an hour pitch outside. Behind him is Brian. And we'll see if there's maybe a steal sign. Gianni with above average speed out there at first. Maybe going. Are we going to bunt maybe? Oh, that ball gets away. So Gianni will be up at second. So a gift from number 2 there. He was trying to throw the ball up so that way the catcher is already popping up. It saved a fraction of a second to make that then transfer. But it doesn't work if it gets all the way to the backstop, which happened there, and gave us the free base. So Braden now choked up already. Swings and misses. Nice swing. 61 mile an hour pitch on the inside. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. I mentioned Brian's in the on-deck circle. Gianni out at second. He is the go-ahead run. And that ball's popped up to the right side, out of play. Foul ball. So he swung at a pitch in his eyes. He managed to make contact with it, thankfully, and fouls that ball off. We've known enough from this catcher that he's catching those foul tips. But that one was especially high. Umpire reminds us it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I thought he had Braden at the last pitch. He's got to come with a fresh offering. Swing and a miss. 64, just blows it right past him. Brian will come on over. We're going to get a timeout, looks like, from the High Plains coach. I would be shocked if they're going with a new pitcher here. I think this is mostly talk strategy. What do you do with a runner at second and 2 down? Remind his infield that this is a very easy decision. If the ball comes to you, you throw to first. If the ball gets to the outfield, plays at home. So you're cutting and then throwing home. The key thing for High Plains here is to get that third out, and the most important thing for the Jackrabbits. So let's see if Brian can keep his. He definitely can put a charge into it when he can see the ball. So we play him. 2 outs. Runner at second is the go-ahead runner for the Jackrabbits. Brian's first pitch is fouled off to the right side. It was a little late decision making there. That's trouble because this kid throws hard. You need to get the bat on the head of the bat, the thick part of the bat on the ball, because the ball's got to get safely into the outfield to score Gianni. And that ball is hit into center, and the center fielder makes a play. Oh, sorry, center fielder didn't get your. Too long. Your Jackrabbits are unable to score, so 2 runs in the first and then have been blanked ever since. We go to the bottom of the 7th. This will be the final at-bat for anybody. They'll either end as a tie or High Plains will walk us off. Let's see what we get. Mason back on the bump, it looks like. So it will be his game to finish. He's been in command the whole time. And well, it looks like some more defensive changes I can see already. Joe behind the plate. Joe has played some catcher, but it looks like we're giving the rest of the game off to Dalton, who has caught a heck of a game. Should be very proud of himself. So as I was a little worried about the pitch count for number 11 on High Plains, I'm a little worried about the pitch count for Mason here at 85. That's just a lot of pitches. Fatigue sets in. You don't have quite the crispness on your fastball or quite the spin on your curve. So that Mason's gonna have to power through that to get the 3 outs here. For High Plains, it looks like they're 21 is going to be batting. That is their leadoff. So 21, 16, and 11. They're 3 probably most potent batters. Statistically, when a batter sees a pitcher for a 3rd time, their batting average goes up, I think, by almost 100 points. So that's when you start to see pitchers in Major League Baseball starting being pulled in the 5th inning or the 6th inning. They don't want the batters to see them a 3rd time. That's why the Rockies are kind of going with that sort of modified couple innings for the starter and then bouncing through a series of bullpens. Not that it works, they're not very good, but that's why they're doing it. All right, Mason's first pitch at the bottom of the 7th is way inside, number 21, who bails out of the way. Coach is telling him to take that on the shoulder. He's saying, look, that is natural reaction to get the heck out of the way of a 65-mile-an-hour fastball. And there's a shot over the second baseman's head. Jabril having to go achieve it. He's going to pick it up. He's going to grab it. He bobbles it. There could be a play at third. There's going to be, instead of just a leadoff double, a well-stroked ball there from number 21. Just hit where they ain't. So 2 balls have gone that same spot against Mason. Both of them have caused us trouble. Number 16 will step in with a runner in scoring position, the winning run, I should say, in scoring position. Mason will have to go from the stretch on the mound. He steps off. And now he's back on the rubber. Some popcorn out at second. And Joe squeezes that. Strike 1. So Joe has not caught Mason a bunch. So we're going to have to see what happens here when Mason starts seeing, or sorry, when Joe starts seeing some of Mason's curves and sliders. With that runner at second, he cannot move. He's got to stay out there. Beautiful curve, strike 2. So obviously we will not be starting game 2 at 2 o'clock. This is why USSSA builds in extra time. This has reached the 2 o'clock hour here in Amarillo, and we're still playing game 1. Runner out at second doing a lot of clapping, trying to get Mason's eyes on it. Ball drops in front of Jabril. He'll hit his cutoff man. The runner will advance to third. So infield will be in. They're going to walk number 2. So now they're going to have, and they do that so they have a force at every base. And more importantly, a force at home. So a ground ball, the play will be to the infield will be in. And we're going to have time. The coach is, his infield's confused. He's like, what's happening? So number 11, starting pitcher who pitched extremely well, did have the home run. Now we'll step in with nobody out and the base is juiced. And Mason has to throw a grounder here, a low pitch to keep the ball on the ground. The infield has to knock it down and throw it home to Joe. The outfield will be playing in, so they're going to just play just so that a little blooper like what just happened in front of Jabril doesn't happen again. And then throw the ball immediately home. And the play is at home, the play is at home, the play is at home. So let's see. I don't know if the Jackrabbits have ever been in this position. That's why you play the game, of course. So Teddy is in. Braden is in. Jabril is still kind of at middle depth. Maybe, it's because number 11 is the lefty. And everybody on the grass. They have to get a ground ball. And that ball is hit out to center, and it's going to land, and that will walk us off. Number 11, you are player of the game. I applaud you. I don't know why everybody's not celebrating. That is game. So High Plains wins 3-2. Congratulations on an extremely well played game. Number 11, you are player of the game. Jackrabbits will be back here, try to salvage the afternoon. Just about 30 minutes, maybe less than that actually. The other team's ready. So again, hit that subscribe and notification bell and then you'll know when we go live. But probably about 20 minutes or so from now, we'll be back to play the, I believe they're the Lone Star Sluggers. So hat tip to the Plains. We will hopefully see them tomorrow in a very competitive semifinal or final game. And with that, I'm going to sign off. On behalf of Jackrabbits Broadcasting, Vamos Libres. We'll be back here in just a few from Amarillo.